Wow, welcome, buenas tardes, buenos días, buenas noches, donde estés viendo. Este programa lo vamos a hacer completamente en inglés porque tenemos un súper invitado. Y se encuentra con nosotros Amarjeet Sohi. Está corriendo como alcalde de la ciudad de Edmonton. And right now we start speaking only in English. Amarjeet, welcome to Viva Way Latino, and thank you so much to be participate with us and at this interview. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I am honored that you've given me the chance to be here with you and through you interact with your viewers and your listeners. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. So if they know Sohi, he arrived to Edmonton when he was 18 years old, and he participated to Edmonton City Council, and after that he moved to the federal government, and now people is running for Edmonton mayor. First of all, how's your experience about to move to City Council and now to mayor?
Well, first of all, I want to start by acknowledging that we are gathered on Treaty 6 territory. And for me, that acknowledgement is very important. I came to this country, as you mentioned, at the age of 18 as an immigrant. And I experienced a lot of generosity from indigenous peoples here, as well as people who came before me. And it is because of the support from the community that I was able to succeed and build my life here. So I want to start by acknowledging that, and it's very important, very important for me. I think Edmonton is a place where someone like me can come and be successful, give back to the community, but also an opportunity to build your life here, opportunity to grow. And Edmonton, regardless of the challenges that we faced earlier on, as many immigrants do, around racism, discrimination, bullying, or struggling to find a well-paying job, I went through those struggles too. But Edmonton is a place where it propels you to do good things and to live up to your potential. And that's exactly what happened with me. And I'm so honored that I was able to serve Edmonton as a city councillor for 8 years, then as a member of parliament for 4 years. And during my term as a member of parliament, I was able to lead two major economic portfolios, infrastructure and natural resources. But that was only possible because Edmontonians lifted me up. They gave me the chance to represent them, and I did my work. I did my best to work hard on their behalf.
And now, after that experience, say, okay, now I take this challenge to go to mayor. Why you say, okay, it's good time to go to a mayor, to participate, to run for a mayor of Edmonton? What is the key for take that decision for you?
Over the last 15 or 16 months living through COVID and now coming out of COVID, I feel that we are at a pivotal moment where how we recover from COVID, what does our economic recovery look like, and how we support struggling businesses, and as well as what the new economy looks like. What are the new opportunities for Edmontonians? That's a challenge, and I believe that my skill set, my leadership style of based on collaboration, consensus building, and working together will allow us to find solutions to the state of the economy and future opportunities. Also, this COVID has laid bare a number of social issues that we have neglected for too long, from homelessness to mental health, to addiction issues, to poverty, issues of racism and discrimination, and equity and people's inability to participate and partake program and services that the city offers. And that's an area I am really passionate about. I believe that I can contribute by mobilizing communities, by providing the leadership that will pull people together and tackle these societal issues in a systemic way in a more of a coordinated, comprehensive way. Uh, that's one. And the third is climate change. I think, I believe, and Canadians realize that climate change is an existential threat. If we don't tackle it, we are not leaving a planet for our kids and grandkids to live on. But how we turn this crisis into opportunities for jobs, opportunities for green economy, and build on it and forge a strong partnership with the provincial government, regional municipalities, and the federal government to tap into the work they're doing and turning those programs and services into jobs and opportunities for Edmontonians. So I think those are the things that I'm really passionate about, and those are the things that Edmontonians told me that they want to focus on. And I think my leadership style is absolutely an edge that gives me an edge, and it puts me in a unique position to put my name forward.
Sandra Socrasena message is, thank you for this opportunity to ask question. Amarjeet, thank you for running for this position. My first question is, homelessness is an ongoing problem in this city. How will you concretely address this issue other than setting up shelter the winter?
Oh, first of all, Sandra, thank you so much for your question, and also thank you so much for your work that you've been doing in community here. And I have known Sandra almost for 25 years, and her activities in Millwoods area, her activities in the union, as well as the work she's leading, protecting public health and public services and public health care. So thank you for your leadership, Sandra. I think what we need to do, homelessness is an ambitious city like Edmonton can end homelessness. And there are cities that have done that, and we should be targeting toward ending homelessness. Since 2009, sorry, Edmonton has housed more than 12,000 Edmontonians who were homeless now have a roof over their head. So absolutely, that's something I am going to be taking very seriously. I think we can tackle it. Housing first is a great model. We need to provide housing first, then wrap around services for people so they can deal with the mental health, addiction issues, and other issues that they face. And we need a strong partnership with provincial government and federal government to get support that we need for our city to build better housing. Without housing, people cannot deal with the mental health issues, addiction issues. So housing is absolutely critical, and wrapped around services are critical. And we need to make sure that our provincial government and federal governments understand how critical it is for city to end homelessness, why they need to be partners with us.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, pleasure to see you here. Thank you. What is your plan to address racial inequity, in particular in areas and organizations such as the police service, etc.? Thank you for your question, Litsi.
As I mentioned earlier, I faced a lot of racism and discrimination when I came to Edmonton. I understand how racial pain deep is for many, many racialized Edmontonians. And this is something that I talk openly about. My experience of my friends, and experience of my family members. We need to make sure that everyone feel that Edmonton is their city, that they belong here, that they feel safe here, that they can walk their streets free from racism and discrimination, that they can work in institutions where they can grow and contribute to the fullest potential for them, right? So there's no room for discrimination in our city, but unfortunately it does exist. And that is why I made one of the pledges for our campaign is equity, how we build an equitable society, how we build a society where everyone is able to contribute and succeed. And anti-racism work is part of that. I take that very seriously, and we're going to be rolling out some policy options in how we tackle that. And I also led city's anti-racism strategy since 2010 to 2015, and I've been leading work in this field, teaching at McCune University in this field, as well as providing training on anti-racism for institutions here in our city. This is, a lot of people don't understand that racial pain and racism are real. and it hurts. And when people are hurting, they can't really build a stronger economy. They can't really give back their fullest 100% to the institution. So our economy hurts, our social fabric hurts, and people live through pain. So we're going to make sure that we are building a society that is anti-racist and a society that is equitable.
Okay, so thank you so much. And thank you so much, Amarjeet. Dice, the equity is the inclusion. Natalie Bresch dice, thank you, Natalie. Dice, what will you do as mayor to avoid racism in this city? As an immigrant, I have lived it, and I feel that we are not supported by any entity. Good question. Good question.
So I think first of all, this is related to the last question as well, right? I think what we need to do is make sure that we are embedding anti-racism training into our institutions, into our city operations, and other organizations that city funds, making sure that people are not subject to unconscious bias, and unconscious biases don't lead to policies that are discriminatory, and they do lead to policies that are discriminatory and have different outcomes for racialized communities. So there's lot of things we can do, and I'm committed to working with community to make sure that council is hearing from diverse communities. How do we improve our hiring practices, that our workforce is reflective of the diversity of our city? And how do we make sure that diversity is reflected in every aspect of our city, in every sector of our city, and our every board and authority that city is part of? So, we're going to have a comprehensive approach, because this is something I'm deeply passionate about.
Okay, Sandra, they say, give me the hate crime that was committed again in the, yeah, if you're a Muslim family member, will you take a more enhanced approach to deal with the hate groups that exist freely in this city?
Absolutely. This is something that I've been thinking quite a bit about. Like, what are some of the tools that municipalities have to control some of the hate that is displayed in our cities, and how we make sure that our leaders are leading by example, not only standing up and standing with the racialized communities, denouncing racism and discrimination, but exploring every option, from policy tools to you know uh, working with provincial government and the federal government and regional communities to ensure that we are doing everything possible that every Edmontonian feels safe in our city, and that we are rooting out racism and discrimination from our city.
Okay, so another question is regarding the situation to the business. A lot of small business very struggling in this moment to COVID. What is your opinion, your proposals, to support the small business in Edmonton?
Yeah, pandemic has impacted a lot of businesses. I know people who save their money all their life savings have gone into building businesses. Now those businesses are really struggling, and some cases are closing their doors, particularly those businesses that depend on consumers coming in and buying stuff. Now that with restrictions, because we can't get out, all those businesses are struggling, whether they're restaurants, hair salons, bars, clothing stores, and everything else that's so much dependent on consumers spending their money in stores and businesses. And we need to support them. We're going to be coming forward with a plan to see how we support our existing businesses, but also how we grow economy in other areas, how we green our economy, how do we tap into energy retrofits, for example, how we reduce emissions and make our buildings more sustainable and greener, and at the same time create jobs for hardworking Edmontonians. So how do we build transportation network that is sustainable and create jobs for Edmontonians? There's a lot of options available, and we'll be coming up with our economic plan shortly within the next a few weeks and a month or so.
Excellent. Another situation is regarding also to the business. Small business is very struggling, but unemployed. The number is considerable.
Yeah,
So
the unemployment rate in Edmonton is highest,
yeah,
and it has gone up during COVID. I'm glad that federal government came up with the CERB plan that provided support $2,000 a month to struggling Edmontonians during the pandemic. Uh, but this high unemployment rate cannot continue, right? And we need to find ways to reduce it, and we need to find ways to grow our economy. I see a lot of potential in our city, all the post-secondary institutions working together to foster more innovation in our city, to support young entrepreneurs set up their own businesses and advance their ideas and put those ideas into commercialization and let them scale up to a level that they want to hire more people and employ more people. So there's a lot of options. I see a lot of potential in healthcare, for example. Right? How do we tap into our innovation in public health, in public healthcare sector? How do we tap into our petrochemical sector? How do we tap into geothermal, which is not immediately Edmonton, but also in the surrounding areas? So there's a lot of ways we can help grow our economy and support businesses, and I look forward to working with the businesses, small business, and other businesses to make sure that their values and aspirations are reflected in our platform.
Okay. Climate change is an international discussion about how we can save this world because it's the only world we have, really.
Mm-hmm.
And Edmonton, if you have a different proposal, can you talk a little more about your proposal to climate change in Edmonton specifically, please?
No, Edmonton has been a leader in climate change. Look at the how we electrifying our fleet, for example. We are buying more electric buses. We are testing, hopefully soon, testing blue hydrogen for big vehicles that we can use as a source of fuel, but also help grow our economy here in the city. Our waste management practices, for example, reducing waste has been leading edge. Absolutely, we got to do more in this area. You know how we are building more energy efficient buildings, and that's an area I see lot of potential in. How we are providing transportation choices by building the LRT system or cycling infrastructure, and providing people with choices that if they want to walk to work, they're able to do so. If they want to bike to work, they're able to do so. If they want to get on a bus, they'll be able to do so. If they want to drive to work, they'll be able to do so. So transportation choices, and how we build our communities, how we build them more sustainable ways, how we encourage more infill, more compact communities where we're using natural infrastructure to control the flow of water and the stored water facilities and green wetlands, how we restore them. So many things that Edmonton is doing, and we need to build on that. I see a lot of potential in partnering with federal government. I believe that Canada wants to be net zero by 2050, but it cannot do that if municipalities are not real partners in helping Canada achieve that goal. And I see a lot of opportunities in energy retrofits, in renewable energy sources, solar, for example. And I think we can work with the provincial government to tap into the programs that they have and the funding that they have to create jobs here for Edmonton.
Yeah, and yeah, because Edmonton have a lot hours at the day. They have a light. I'm very surprised for the position. So in your campaign, in your page, you say healthy economy.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little more about when you say that concept is regarding about what?
Yeah, so healthy economy in my means where businesses are thriving, where people who work on those businesses are having a well-paying middle-class job, that they're able to afford a place to buy, right, of their own, of affordable house to own. Healthy economy means that people are having opportunities, that economy is working for everyone, that everyone is able to participate in the economy. Healthy economy to me means sustainable growth that looks after our environment, that provides safe working conditions for people. So it's not just about bottom line for businesses, which is important. Businesses need to make profits, but it's also about making sure that people have accessible, well-paying jobs, that they have affordable place to live, that live free from racism and discrimination, that they're able to participate in the economy in an equitable way where opportunities are given to everyone. So that's what I mean when I talk about healthy economy.
Microphone. So you are an immigrant, you arrive when you have 18 years old, and right now you have city councilor, you arrive to the federal government, and you have a lot of experience. I would like to know if it's possible to send a message for the new immigrants, because a lot of people is moved from different provinces to Alberta, and specific to Edmonton. If you like, send any message to them.
What I would say is that I'm in a very unique position to lead our city. I have lived here for 40 years and I built my life here. I love Edmonton. I love Edmontonians. They have given me so much and they have helped me in every aspect of my growth. And I want to continue to give back to build even better opportunities for Edmontonians. But I also believe in collaboration. I believe in consensus building. I'm a bridge builder. People know me as a bridge builder between communities, bridge builder between city hall and communities, and bridge builder between province and federal government and the city hall. And that's a very unique set of governance that is so critical for growth and for good governance for our city. So that's another thing. Another thing that I bring is my experience. Like I was a city councilor for 8 years, done big projects. LRT, for example, I got it through. Downtown Arena project, I worked very closely with Councilor Mayor Mendel to make that happen. Worked very closely with Don Avison to expand our LRT system to West End and rest of the city with federal support. Work very closely with him on securing funding for Yellowhead Freeway and for 50th Street rail crossing and many other projects. So I have a lot of experience working locally with provinces and with territories and with the federal government and with the provincial government here. And I will tap into that experience to create more opportunities for Edmontonians.
Okay. We receive another two more question, and after that we move. This is Marcella. Hi, I'm here late, but want to know if you are pushing to do anything about the residential schools and the murders that happened to innocent children, the mass grave that have been found.
Yeah, thank you, Marcella, for this question. As I opened our discussion today with acknowledging that we are on Treaty 6 territory and the work we need to do on the reconciliation with Indigenous communities is absolutely near and dear to my heart. It's shameful that we have this dark history of ours in Canada where Indigenous communities faced marginalization. Their culture was taken away from them. Their kids were stolen away from them, put into Indian residential schools where they were abused, beaten up, and killed. And the recent discovery of 215 kids killed at a residential school in Kamloops is shocking to a lot of Canadians, but it's not shocking to Indigenous communities. They have known about this for decades and decades, and this is something we as a city needs to tackle. And I have reached out to my friends in the Indigenous communities here in Edmonton, and I'll be working together with them to see what role city needs to play to advance reconciliation, not only within the commission's recommendations, but beyond that. What role city council and mayor's office can play to make sure that we are dealing with that dark history, and we're working with the rest of the community to foster reconciliation, promote, and really build inclusive communities where all of us feel that we belong here. including indigenous communities whose land we are building our lives on.
Okay. Mr. Amarjeet, Edmonton is the city of the festival. We have a lot of festival and around to the whole year. The last year and this year we have a lot of issues, but regarding to the COVID situation. Post-COVID, what is the attitude and support from both for you to these artistical activities and events?
Arts and culture are a very important component of the economic recovery. Close to 60,000 Albertans work in this sector. This sector contributes billions of dollars to our economy. I'm the only candidate who have put forward that arts and culture has to be part of the economic recovery because we, as you said, we are a city of festivals. Look at our diversity, look at the number of festivals that haven't happened for the last year and a half, how we bring them back and how we support them, how we support the arts and culture sector to help create that vibrancy, to help create those exciting festivals that we want to go out and enjoy and interact with each other and build that strong bond of cohesiveness. So absolutely, for me, arts and culture are integral to our economic growth. They're integral to our quality of life. And I am deeply committed to it. I have an artist background. I was a theater artist in my younger days. I understand how critical it is to broadening our perspectives and add to the quality of life, but also build thriving, healthy economies that we were talking about earlier.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Amarjeet Sohi, for this opportunity to talk with you. Maybe for sure we share again, we see again. What is your message for the Latino community and the people they see this program?
I look forward to interacting again and meeting a lot of my friends from the Latin American communities. Please get out and vote in this election. I have strong bonds and stronger relationship with many of you. So thank you for your ongoing support, and I hope I can continue to rely on that support because without your support, without your encouragement, I would not be able to win this election. You've been there for me in the past, and I work very closely with you and will continue to work very closely with you if I'm elected. But for me to do that, I need your support, and I hope that you'll be able to help me.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Amarjeet Sohi.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, take care.
Bye. Take care. Have a wonderful day. And thank you so much. Tuvimos la participación de Amarjeet Sohi en este programa. Empezamos en español. Y bueno, los invitamos a que se conecten, a que sigan las redes sociales de Mr. Amarjeet Sohi. Mi nombre es Giuseppe Marconi y nos vemos en un ratito más en nuestra programación de Biojet Latino. Que tengan una excelente, excelente tarde.